yendo para atrás, no fue para adelante para nada y en serio sí le robaron al Triple G. Y es triste la cosa porque Triple G sí vino a pelear, sí vino a dar un gran pelea y traigo esta camisa de Canelo, pero hasta me da vergüenza tenerlo. Y está bien que toda la gente no lo apoyó al último porque no, Canelo no vino a pelear Mexican style.
Triple G ganó. Sí, hasta en los jueces, en la televisión, Triple G ganó, Canelo solo estaba corriendo al último round.
Llama la atención el tuit de Julio César Chávez, hijo, que dice: qué decepción que una leyenda, refiriéndose y arrobando a su papá, haya visto ganar al Canelo.
I thought Triple G won the fight, like 7-5, maybe 8-4. I thought he clearly won the fight.
Another one.
I had it running about 1-2 rounds to Triple G.
Another one.
I scored it Triple G 111-117.
Another one.
Claro, yo lo tenía en la pelea 115-113 a favor de Gennady Golovkin.
Another one.
That was a great fight. That was a great fight.
Okay, all right, good fight. I got Triple G winning the fight, guys. Triple G was able to withstand and continue.
And at the end, you know what? A draw, I can live with that. I can see Chico de Mayo for sure, the rematch. That's for sure thing.
Do we see a rematch immediate? What's next?
Chris, you already know. That's the reason why we got these results.
Gena won. But Gena is machine. Machine. He's a monster, huh? Very interesting fight, yes, I like it.
I actually thought Triple G would win the fight.
I had it 116-112 for Golovkin. Bunch of people thought Golovkin won. Dan Rafael, Dougie Fisher, most of the front row press.
I'm gonna be very realistic with you. Honestly, I really thought Canelo was gonna win by knockout. He was playing around too much, moving around, boxing, staying in the ropes. You don't do shit. 7-5, Triple G. Yeah, I mean 7-5, 8-4. I'm a man of my word, and I tell you, I predicted this fight to be a knockout before the 11th, Canelo winning, and it didn't happen. So now it's time to just be realistic and say he didn't win, honestly.
So, I mean, it was one of the most exciting fights in years. I don't bet on fights. I bet on Canelo, right? I think Triple G won the fight. You know what I mean? I think Triple G won. I just think he was going forward the whole time. I feel like he kept getting his punches in.
Like I said, I thought Triple G was the aggressor the whole fight. I thought it was a majority decision, Triple G. That was fucking Stevie Wonder scorecard.
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm immediately.
Great fight, going out of boxing. I'm very proud of the fight. Obviously, controversial decision.
You have a beautiful belt that took 400 hours to make. It was amazing with the Kazakhstan and Mexico. Who gets it now?
I'm upset is how I am. I just witnessed a robbery with no gun. 118 to 110.
We need the yellow tape.
Is that his mom? That was the ref?
Pienso que lo robaron la pelea. Eso es lo que pienso, que son unos corruptos. Y hoy en día no sirve para nada el boxeo, la comisión mundial de boxeo no sirven. Los jueces no son, se venden, porque la pelea la ganó mi hijo, clarita. ¿Por qué son así? ¡Qué bárbaros! Todo se paga en esta vida. Y lo vas a pagar triple G. Tú sabes que no ganaste. Tú sabes.
El boxeo no es de nacionalidades. Golovkin ganó la pelea. ¿Por qué le dieron el empate al Canelo? Simple y sencillamente para que el pago por evento no muera. Señora, cuando vaya a ver al Canelo, no tome margaritas.
Who's the ref? The judge. I think Stevie saw it the right way. 118, 110, if you're gonna rig a fight, make it close. Make it close so that people don't feel like they're getting jobbed. I'm a huge boxing fan, and this is why eventually we're gonna lose out to MMA and UFC, because you never have to wonder who actually wins that fight.
Exactly.
Canelo was just happy to not get knocked out. From rounds 3 through 9, he ran and got the shit beat out of him.
It hurts boxing because of what Conor McGregor and Floyd did, and now you're going to top it off with a draw? It's not even realistic. Be for real, man. Come on.
I think Gennady Golovkin won the fight overall. His punches were more effective. His punches scored more. He pressed the fight. And I have a feeling if I watch the replay over again, I'm going to have a score probably of like 115, 113, 116, 112 to Golovkin.
It was an amazing fight, honest. It's exactly what I was expecting. It's so exciting, you guys. I mean, Natural brag.
Canelo won. They called it a draw.
It's a great fight. Not too happy about the scorecards. If I were to pick, now because I was going off of a lot of emotion, I had to edge it out to Triple G.
I think Triple G.
At the end of the fight, I had Triple G up for probably about 2 rounds.
8 rounds to 4, Golovkin, he did his thing.
I thought it was a robbery. I mean, and I had thought that Canelo was going to win the fight coming in.
I was leaning towards Golovkin winning 118 to 110 or whatever they have for Canelo. That's bullshit.
So let's see if Brendan Schaub predicted this correctly, because we think
it has to be Golovkin.
The unofficial scorecard guy had it for Golovkin by several rounds. We think it was Golovkin clearly.
When was the last time there was a decision like that?
Tim Bradley, Manny Pacquiao.
Who won that?
I believe Bradley won, but Pacquiao should have won, and then Pacquiao came back and outboxed him.
So what was the
Boom,
reason?
Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Jesus.
They're showing
Canelo. Oh, my goodness.
I'm from Kazakhstan.
Boom. Just boom over the top. God damn. Just war here.
Yeah.
Look at that jab.
He literally just paid back every punch he took in the combination.
Just sharp jab, too. His jab's so snappy.
For sure, Golovkin.
For sure, right?
Unless there's corruption, like Brandon said. And he's not crazy to say that.
I doubt it.
There could easily be corruption.
I automatically felt like, okay, well, Golovkin won off a decision. I want to hear them say that shit. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to hear the scorecards. That first thing I heard was 118, 110 for Canelo. I said, yo, this is going to be a long night. There's no way.
118, 110. Did absolutely nothing from round 4 or 5 on to receive a draw, which I thought Gennady won.
Adelaide Bird scores it 118 to 110 for Canelo. Dave scores it 115, 113 for Triple G. And John Trella scores it 114, 114, a 3-round split. This is officially a draw. What do you think? Hey, what do you guys think? What do you think?
Told you, son.
Oh boy, they fucking
Shit.
boxing fucking stinks.
Why is he mad?
Because he knows he got fucked. He knows
Canelo
it's bullshit.
got fucked?
Well, he's gonna feel terrible now. He knows he got his ass kicked.
That's a draw?
There's no way that's a draw.
How is that a draw?
Big drama show.
I think if Triple G doesn't stop him, Canelo wins in a decision. The public's pissed.
You saying if Triple G outboxes him, he won't get the decision?
Nope.
Gennady Golovkin landing more punches than Canelo Alvarez in 10 of the 12 rounds. The bout was scored a very controversial.
Scorecard was outrageous.
And again, the judge will be taking a, quote, small break.
Got it. Who cares? Take a long break. Take a long break, short break.
Adelaide Bird, embarrassing as a judge tonight, scoring this 118-110 for Canelo.
Adelaide Bird is not anything new. This has been happening for like 20, 25, 30 years with these stupid decisions.
Corruption in boxing.
It was a great event. It was a great fight.
He can have his hand raised and be called champion of the world, but the administrators of the sport, they stink.
That judge needs to be tested now. Not an hour from now. Not 2 hours from now. She needs to be tested now.
For
put this hat on because I thought Triple G was winning the fight. It went 12. I thought maybe he won like 9 rounds, right? Canelo might have won 3. There's corruption. There's fake news. Corruption exists in America. That's what I'm telling you, corruption.
I didn't agree with the 118 score at all. That's the same person that had Sean losing to Paulie Malignaggi before he knocked Paulie out.
What happened tonight?
You know, today, really big Mexican day, Independence Day. Congratulations to all my friends from Mexico.
Good move. Go right to the Mexican fans. Fucking smart move.
You can hear that the boos and the cheers. Triple G was getting all the cheers and Canelo was getting all the boos. So
a lot of the fans in the arena really were for Triple G.
Gennady Golovkin fought like the challenger, not like the champion. Moving to pressure, not getting tired at all. Sustained pressure for 12 rounds and not getting tired.
Credit to Golovkin, it was an excellent jab. Canelo couldn't get around it.
Triple G was getting cheered. And like, I was scrolling down my newsfeed before I got live on here, and everybody said a robbery. I believe that Triple G won 7 fucking rounds.
Can Golovkin have a stronger performance than what he had on Saturday? I think he can.
And what can fans expect of the rematch?
Most people had Golovkin, just about everybody I talked to had Golovkin winning, literally everybody, but he is 35, still getting older, so in a rematch, who do you favor?
Still favor Gennady.
He fought in there like he had something to prove.
I gotta give so much credit to Triple G for just cutting that fucking ring, man.
They put the camera on Canelo's corner. They were asking for take a little step back and counter with a right uppercut. They put the camera on Triple G's corner, and fucking it seemed like Abel Sanchez was hearing the instructions from Canelo's corner. When he stays back, he tells him, be careful, okay? He's gonna try to throw that right uppercut. You know, that's a good trainer there.
A weak point in the armor of Canelo Alvarez is the jab.
Canelo's need to work on his jab, man. It's just pathetic. Pathetic.
Why did we see Canelo move so much tonight? This is a guy who's hardly moved like that his entire career, and then tonight he was on his bike for a lot of the fight.
Getting hit by Triple G is not normal. He went into survival mode.
Something when a largely Mexican crowd there, they're actually booing their own man.
Of course.
He talked too much before fight. He said he's true Mexican man, you know, just I told him, I bring Mexican style. I want a true fight, close distance, like, you know.
It allows you to keep your opponents off balance. It allows you to hide shots. It allows you to set up combinations. It is the #1 tool in a fight. People are pissed, they're booing.
Didn't do what he told the crowd he was going to do, and that the Mexicans voiced their opinion on it.
He knows he need only decision, only 12 rounds. He moved every round, you know, moving, not stay, you know, just. It isn't a surprise.
And I think the crowd voiced their opinion when they announced him to be interviewed. So 3 or 4 points of winning the fight, which is what it should have been, except for the judge from Australia that came out to judge one of our fight. Harold Letterman had it 8-4. Maybe I was watching a different fight. Maybe Harold Letterman is blind. It turned out that she was the one that was biased. And
the first score that we saw was a little bit rough. I don't know how that one came up, but my understanding, the HBO scores had it pretty clear for Triple G.
One of the judges had her card filled out before she came to the fight, but that's unfortunate that in Vegas they seem to go to different schools to learn how to judge a fight. But
my understanding was HBO on their scores had it pretty wide for Triple G. That's how I scored it.
Bernard, they usually say, you know, to beat the champion, you got to do it convincingly. Did you feel Canelo did that tonight?
I think it was 7-5, did enough to win the fight.
Pienso que ganó Golovkin. Y yo pienso que cuando tú eres el retador, porque el retador era el Canelo, porque el campeón era Golovkin, tienes que hacer más que el campeón. Okay. Y pienso que hizo más Golovkin como campeón que el Canelo como retador.
Winning convincingly with a champion in the last 20 or 30 years don't exist anymore. Yes, but guess what? The score. Well, Triple G didn't knock Canelo out.
But let me tell you one
well,
thing.
That's not our fault.
And people can argue it could have gone either way.
This made good debate for a second fight.
can't be that bad, or she can't be that blind, I should say, that she can do that to so many fights. Okay, what I was, oh, there we go. What I was saying is that she, I think she needs to be reviewed. I think she needs to go back to school and learn how to judge a fight. He ran for most of the second part of the fight, and you can't win runs that way. Harold Letterman, who has nothing to do with either fighter, and both fighters are HBO fighters, had it 8-4, which is what I had it.
It was Triple G's night from the get-go. Well, what's your reaction to the decision?
Corruption in boxing. Boxing doesn't honor the things that should be honored. It honors money, control, power.
This is a fight that, like, hey, this is how it's done.
Yeah.
This is the real deal.
Fought in spots to survive. It is, and again, I don't give a damn about the promoters out there. People will be sickened. I can't continue to love something that doesn't love me back.
I think a lot of fight fans feel that.
Triple G and Canelo Alvarez fought to a draw on Saturday night. Adelaide Bird scored the fight 118-110 for Alvarez. I don't think that's defendable.
That's what everybody saw. But Adelaide Bird were an absolute disgrace. 118,
I think that's the thing.
You cannot say Canelo won 10 of those rounds. It's criminal. She should be arrested.
Adelaide Bird, whatever her name is.
It's kind of hard to say.
118, 110, she needs to be tested immediately. There's no way in hell. That judge needs to be tested now. Not an hour from now, not 2 hours from now, not tomorrow morning. She needs to be tested now.
You don't have a governing body. It's always been shady characters. And unless you're talking about pro wrestling, fans want to know what they're watching is real. Felt like the action was real, but not the judging being real.
I don't discredit the sport. I discredit the so-called executors of the sport. They are corrupt. I have no problem saying it. They are corrupt.
The IBF, the WBO. Why not the WTF? That's what that was Saturday night. You just won the WTF.
IBF years ago, Bob Lee, the president, he got caught on videotape taking money. Everyone forgets how often, Stephen, we're going to be doing this again a month from now. There's no oversight board in boxing. There's no commission. There's no national commission. Can't do that. You can't be in charge. Promoter can't be in charge of who the judges are going to be. No, there's nothing. There's no oversight.
And there's consequences. Calm down.
Let's say you're watching Super Bowl, Falcons, Patriots, and there was some shady refereeing. But you go, you know what? It was still entertaining, and that's just the way it is in that sport. That's the disappointing part of this. When is boxing about boxing? It's really rare. It's about the pre-fight. It's about promotion. It's about, trash talking. Watch, enjoy it. This is what it should be, what it used to be. And it failed.
Just such a stain on the evening. I mean, she literally gave Triple G 2 rounds of the fight. I mean, it just looks like that was criminal. She should have been arrested. It looks like a predetermined scorecard from the get. And
you make sure
she'll be working again. She'll be working again. She will be working again. I'll make you a bet.
All I'm saying to you is this: that may be true, but that doesn't make the entire sport corrupt. That's all I'm saying.
It's not the sport. It makes the process corrupt. The process is vulnerable to be corrupted. This stuff goes on too often. Too often, Stephen. Too often, Stephen.
I'm probably gonna be banned from this state going forward because of what I just did.
Hi guys, Michael Montero here. This is a question for Eric and Tom. Is there any plan to possibly investigate Judge Adelaide Bird or possibly seek a suspension, anything like that? Absolutely disgusting scorecard from a judge who's had several questionable scorecards in recent years.
From our side, we'll have a discussion with Bob Bennett from the Nevada Athletic Commission. He's the one that assigned Adelaide Bird. I'm not sure how far a protest is going to go, but
look, I'm open to
either have a meeting with Tom and Bob Bennett. We can sit down with them and talk to them. I don't agree with that score either. I don't agree with it.
So, I have some numbers for you. Final attendance was 22,000. Beautiful fight. I mean, that's what the fans.
And they talked about what a great fight it was. The people at Golden Boy Promotions, their media relations people, took the mic from me. It went on to other people talking about other stuff. And the people that run the media public relations for Golden Boy refused to give me a microphone. And they both kind of pivoted. It felt like a presidential debate. Everybody down here, they're so worried about keeping that press credential, they don't want to ask the tough question.
I have to say that Bird, yes, is a competent judge, but yes, 118, 110, okay, yeah, yes it is, and I can understand, and people can argue it could have gone either way, you know, and I mean, I do feel bad for Bird for taking a lot of heat now. 118, 110, that was she's, like I said, a very competent judge and has been judging for many, many, many years.
I wasn't disrespectful, but I asked him straight up, sir.
Unfortunately, we're sitting in a press conference talking about a bad scorecard. What do you think about that as far as the way the public reacts? They see a great fight, everybody's excited, and then they hear that scorecard and they're disgusted.
You heard me say it. Did that answer your question?
Instead of just only talking about the greatness of the fight, we're talking about scorecards that people disagree with severely.
I saw computer, you know, all total punches. It's all reaction, people reaction, you know, it's terrible. For me, it's terrible, you know, just, this is not correct, you know, this is very bad for sport.
Somebody who works for the commission ran over and grabbed a second microphone and said, he whispered in my ear, you need to ask this question. And he ran over and grabbed a second microphone and brought it over to me.
And Michael just puts it on this fucking, Michael Montero puts it on this fucking guy again. And he did a really good job about voicing what fans wanted to voice.
Thank you. Guys, Michael Montero again. I'm sorry, I'm going to be a broken record. This question's for Mr. Bob Bennett. Same question. Sir, with all due respect, we've had several controversial scores here in Nevada in recent years. Rarely anything is done. Is there going to be anything done about Judge Adelaide Byrd? Will there be an investigation? Maybe you'll sit down with her, watch the fight again, have her rescore it. What's the plan here?
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate both fighters and both promoters.
This is when the commissioner comes and he starts addressing it again. He kind of gets snappy, to be honest, when you question him. He looked a bit agitated, so I'm sure they were pointing out that scorecard, the 118, 110.
Why don't you just be patient for a second instead
Yes,
of
sir.
waving
I'll be
your hands?
patient.
You're asking me a question. I take full responsibility and accountability for my team, okay? Adelaide Byrd has had over 115 championship fights. She didn't do well. She
This
was,
isn't the
she
first
was off
one,
her
though,
mark. So
It's not the first one.
Well,
Fans who are spending hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars for these fights feel the scoring is not adequate. Is there a plan to work with some of these judges to find out what they're missing that millions of other people are seeing? A lot of people here are scared to say what I'm saying. I might lose a press credential for the rematch for saying this, but I'm asking what millions of fans, I'm doing my job because a lot of people want me to ask these questions that a lot of people here are scared to ask.
I will, I'll go over the fight with Adelaide round by round. She'll have to articulate to me what she saw, how she saw it, why she scored each round the way she did, and then we'll continue to move forward from there.
I think finally we might be going in the right direction in terms of some sort of action being done with shitty judges. And really it all comes down to people like you, fans of the sport, who keep this sport going, who love this sport, who love the fighters that involved, who empathize with the sacrifices those fighters do and go through, and knowing the risk, which is the biggest thing, the risk these fighters, you're not, you know, it's a fucked up thing, and it's not talked about a lot, but you could die in a fucking fight, in a boxing fight.
This is terrible for sport, for boxing. You know, I'm a champion. This is biggest fight for boxing. You know, like today, this is terrible. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.